This is the Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
One of the storylines that's been happening in the city here, just absolutely beautiful as we rally around a little guy that is going through some things that no little person should have to deal with, and is being an absolute champion about it. That, of course, I'm talking about is Oilers Ben.
Oilers Ben, 9 consecutive wins with him in the house for the games. And yesterday, they made such a cool announcement. Upper Deck and McDavid showed him his very own hockey card.
Every kid, every hockey player always dreams of having their face on a hockey card. And today, Upper Deck has made you a hockey card, your very own hockey card. It's the Ben Stelter card. There it is. What do you think?
Love it.
Yeah, you love it?
Yeah.
He is such a little angel.
And he's always wearing that gold chain at every game, and he had the card on the end of the chain. And he always has to have his Mickey Mouse with him that he got from Disneyland.
Yep.
Him and his sister. They're always
They both carry them.
They both carry them like right up against the glass every game, like when they're skating for practice. And he got to actually do the morning skate with them yesterday as well, which was so wholesome.
Yeah.
How can you dislike the Oilers? They are such good humans.
Yeah,
like,
all the
really
players
are.
have really embraced him. And like you even see guys light up. Yamamoto was being interviewed after the game.
Okay.
And they said, hey, so Ben's here, he's 9-0, and then they showed him on the Jumbotron, and then it flashed back to Yamamoto really quick, and the smile on his face is just such an uplifting vibe when Ben's around, and everybody's rallying for him, and he's being so brave through all of this.
Yes, and so are his siblings and his parents and his family. Even his grandpa, who lives in Texas, was messaging me on Twitter saying, love your show, thanks for having Ben on. Like, it just means the world to them, and those little moments are so special and important.
We got a chance to have Ben in the studio here about a week and a half ago. We had some of our business partners step up in a big way, and we put together an amazing package for his family. We filled his freezer full of meat and sent them to West Edmonton Mall for some Galaxyland and World Water Park time
and much more.
Much more, yeah. It was so awesome to meet him because obviously he was a little nervous coming in. It's kind of an intimidating room to walk into, I suppose, with all the microphones everywhere.
Absolutely, and especially if you've never been in a radio station before, you're like, you don't know what to expect.
But you're wonderful, in my opinion. I've seen you do this numerous times, welcoming people and making them feel very comfortable in here immediately, and you jumped into action, and we just got to be Ben's friend, and then one of our coworkers ended up on the elevator with them as they were leaving.
And they probably didn't know that he worked with us because he wasn't wearing like Play 107 gear.
Sure, and Ben looked at his parents and said, that was really fun.
That was so fun.
And just to know that we gave him a little bit of a good time just makes my heart warm, and I'm sure that's how all the Oilers feel. Is that they're just like making this little guy's life a little bit more enjoyable as he continues to battle. And we're rallying for him, obviously, as he continues a fight with a pretty tricky illness.
Yeah, and it's so fun to see the comment section because everybody wants to post about Ben. Why wouldn't you want that boost of serotonin to see his smile, to see him in the crowd?
Beautiful little guy.
Even in the comment section, I'm not an Oilers fan, but I gotta admit, these are good people.
I like this Ben kid.
I don't cheer for the Oilers, but the organization is pretty awesome. It's just like so funny seeing those comments.
Play the Bamba, baby.
That was from when he was in studio, and yes, we will be playing La Bamba Baby. That announcement, we're making it right now, after every playoff win.
Yes, and we got to intro it with Ben saying that too.
You know we got that lined up, yeah.
So when's the first official playoff game with the Oilers? Is that on Monday?
Yeah, we got Monday, Wednesday, Friday next week.
Okay, so I did see a tweet this morning, and I think it's true. It was like, I'm not your boss, but you have to wear your Oilers jersey on Monday or else you're fired.
Congratulations to Matea Roach, who has extended her Jeopardy run to 18 games in a row. She's from Eastern Canada, and she is a boss.
Okay. And you have just moved back into the lead, but it's a narrow one.
Okay. You know what? If I wager a lot and lose today, like whatever, I had such a good run. So let's try and do like, honestly, 8,000.
Wow. Okay. A big wager. A lot rides on this clue in Anatomy of Words. To gently tease another person.
Okay, well, I should have wagered more. What is rib?
That is correct, yes.
Did you just try and say the answer before her because you knew what she says? Okay, didn't you say you have a friend that does that? Or you did that where you pre-watched an episode and then tried to sound smart and watched it again?
Yeah, because my dad and I would watch it sometimes together, and I was able to catch like a different feed of it earlier. And so I wouldn't like answer the ones that there's no way I'd know. But I'd watch like... I'd retain probably 5 or 6, and I'd always kick my dad's ass in Jeopardy because of it.
So I saw a tweet about her, and they shared this clip. It says, making legions of old wine mums mad by being a nipple-pierced, braless woman on TV is such a champion power move, and I respect the hell out of it.
Yeah, she's got swag, hey? She's
got
confident
swag.
in there.
She doesn't care. She's wearing like a white turtleneck with a suit jacket over it, but she's like going out of her way to like move the suit jacket out of the way to put her hand on her hip. And yeah, she is not wearing a bra and she does not care. And I am living for it as well.
Yeah.
She is one of the coolest people on Jeopardy I think I've ever seen. And she's Canadian.
So we were hanging out with Jenna Winterburn, who does the show after us last night. Went out for a nice dinner.
I have a feeling she's going to be hungover today.
Yep.
Like
she turned up last night.
She was not turning down the wine pours.
So check in with her after 10.
Yeah, take care of our Jenna today because we're leaving her in the dust when we're done our show.
She was talking about how much like she loves little cows and how they remind her of little dogs. And I was like, veal's on the menu tonight, right? Because it was a set menu.
They were handing out appetizers, and one of which was meatballs, which were hands down the best meatballs I've ever had.
So she's like, are you serious? And she starts like getting a little teary-eyed. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just kidding. But those meatballs were veal. And she broke down.
She started bawling. During a presentation, like we were there for their set menu opening. They were collaborating with a really nice vineyard.
Yeah. It's like,
and she's crying.
In the back, just like,
I couldn't keep it together. And like, don't get me wrong, I don't like eating veal either. I don't like thinking about it. But at that point, I had already had a meatball and it was so good. And I was like, okay, well, I could either also have a meltdown right now, or I can say, well, the animal's already gone.
I'm paying respect by eating it.
Yes. But Jenna had a meltdown.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's great for our show because I was like, well, this is our topic tomorrow. What is something that you've accidentally eaten? Jennifer is listening from Lamont, first-time texter. Thank you so much for contributing. I was at a party. I went to the bathroom and I left my beer on the counter. Came back, took a big drink.
I know what it's going to be.
Someone used it as an ashtray.
Oh, ashtray.
Doesn't smoke. I've done this with chew spit before.
No, don't.
I'm not joking. So I was on a date and we were at West Edmonton Mall at the little mini putt.
You were dating a guy that had a spitter at mini golf?
Yeah, I had a type.
Oh my God.
And we had like stopped at A&W or something. He had an A&W cup, so he was spitting into it.
No,
but I had a cup too, and I took the wrong one and took a huge sip because mini golf makes me so thirsty because it's so much work.
Okay.
It was sick.
What's up, man?
Not much. Just want to talk to you guys about something you ate that you didn't realize.
Yeah.
So I was at a restaurant with some buddies. We ordered some like finger food platter kind of thing. It had chicken wings and a bunch of other stuff on it. And what I thought was onion rings was not onion rings. I grabbed one, started eating. I was like, wow, why is this so chewy? It was calamari.
Yeah. And you're not a big seafood fan?
I am not a seafood fan at all. I let buddies all look at me like, what's wrong, man? I was like, something's off with these onion rings. They're like, dude, it's calamari.
Awesome. Thanks, Lee.
Oh, my God.
No problem.
So I had my wisdom teeth pulled when I was 16, and I had gauze stuck in the back of my mouth.
Yeah.
And I was sleeping. I swallowed, and I realized I swallowed the gauze.
The blood-soaked gauze?
Yeah.
That can't be good for you either, the blood part.
So sick.
So, okay, we need to know the ending of the story.
Yeah, did anything happen? What was the aftermath?
Nothing.
I think it probably disintegrates in your system.
You think?
Oh, yeah, it's like paper.
You would poop that out for sure. That's not paper, no. If it disintegrated, you'd put it in your mouth and it would disintegrate, right?
Yeah, maybe.
I didn't investigate, but I'm sure it's not.
Maddie texted in saying, I came home hammered one time, just once. I was hungry AF. I saw this meat that was in a bowl and I ate a huge steak. The next morning I said to my husband, that barbecue steak was amazing. And he said, what are you talking about? And I said, the meat you cooked last night. He said, I'm cooking that today. It was raw.
Oh my. You know what? I feel like she's told us that story before.
I feel like she has. And it just circle it back because it's legendary. Lindsay wrote in saying, before I knew better, I had some sushi and what I thought was avocado. Turns out it was a huge chunk of wasabi.
Oof.
That was a spicy meatball.
I had a buddy at a Super Bowl party who got into the beers and then got into my other friend who was hosting's fridge. And about 10 minutes later, he says to my buddy's wife, man, that is the best potato salad I've ever had.
What was it?
And she's like, that was just mashed potatoes. It was just cold mashed potatoes.
I love that. Keith wrote in saying, my first trip to Vegas, I was looking for one of those buffets like what you see in the movies. Eventually, I found one, took a huge scoop of mashed potatoes, so same thing, and then what I thought was a very generous spoonful of sour cream. It was horseradish. Still can taste it 15 years later.
Awesome.
So I think everyone's done it, you know, like when you're eating like a wrap or, you know, some sort of like donair and you got to get that big bite so you're not, you know, dripping it all down your face. And then you're eating and you're like, what is that texture? And you realize that you've eaten like half the wrapper that it's wrapped in.
Yes.
Well, just like a food court or, you know, like and there's so many people and you're like looking around like, is anyone watching me? Take this wrapper out of my mouth. So
1K wordplay.
Let's do this. We are joined by Brooke, who might be our first contestant that has no idea what she's doing with this game.
Yeah, she just heard you could win $1,000, said sign me up, and called in, and here we are.
Who are you rolling with today?
I'm going to choose Lisa.
Okay.
3 days in a row that people have made a bad choice.
No, don't even say that.
All right, she's gone. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
First word, lipstick.
Do I tell you the next word now?
Yes, whatever word comes to mind.
Lip liner.
Thread.
Oh, goodness. Blue. Or no, can I change that?
Sure.
Stop sign.
Thread was the word?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
thread.
Thread, T-H-R-E-A-D. I'll give you one more chance.
Needle.
Okay, there's a good answer. I was like, blue. Onion.
Shallot.
Winner.
Loser.
And tooth.
Mouth.
All right. I think there's a couple here that are going to be tough, Lisa, but I do think Brooke's going to win some money.
All right.
You ready?
I am ready.
We're going to start with one I definitely think you'll get.
No pressure.
Thread.
Needle.
That is correct for $25.
Yes. Okay. So, hey, Brooke is still going home with some money, so we're happy about that.
Woohoo!
Let's go with this one next. Tooth.
Cavity. Oh, was it ache? What was the word?
Mouth.
That's a good answer. Okay, so Brooke, you're not winning $1,000, but we could win you up to $100. So let's keep this going.
Let's go.
Winner.
Loser.
Correct.
Woo! $50.
2 more to go.
Yeah.
Onion.
Oh no! What? Stinky? What did she say?
She went with shallot.
Oh, I would have never said that.
I thought maybe cry would be an answer for that one.
That was a really good answer. Oh, yeah, true.
And next.
Okay, so we want to potentially win $75 today.
Yeah, this is it. She's at 50. Lipstick.
Okay, I got to make this quick. Smear?
No.
Red?
Yeah, no.
Oh.
Red is what I thought you guys were going to go with. Liner. Lip liner is what she went with.
Okay.
$50 is all yours, Brooke.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for playing. Appreciate you. Next chance to play Monday morning at 7:50. We're asking you for your beautiful mistakes.
Yeah, this is for Maroon 5 tickets. So anyone that contributes is qualified, and it can be a simple text. It can be goofy, whatever. We just want to give someone some tickets to go check out an Unreal concert. This text to 780-784-7107 from Caitlin said, my beautiful mistake was when I mistakenly used beef broth instead of brown sugar in my cookies. The look on my friends' faces were priceless when they ate them. It was beautiful to me.
Oh, I thought that you were going to say it was good.
I was very intrigued for a second there.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, do I want a beef cookie?
Cow cookies.
Lots of text rolling in from people. I'm going to let them all remain anonymous just in case they're in the car with the kids, but they're saying like getting pregnant at a certain age. Like
Right.
at first you think it's a mistake or it's not going to be worth it.
Yeah.
And 100% of these texts rolling in are saying
Best thing that ever
best
happened.
thing to ever happen to them. So all of you are also qualified to win Maroon 5 tickets. So nice hearing that.
That was very smart to keep that anonymous.
Yeah.
That would be a tough conversation. if
Wait
it
a minute.
gets- Like, Mommy.
Mommy, wasn't that your name?
Totally.
Stranger called my phone number by mistake, and she liked my voice from my answering machine way back when, and she actually called back and said, listen, you got a really nice voice. I didn't mean to call you. I meant to call somebody else. And now we have a son. We're together. All is well.
No, you're joking.
It led to... it was a beautiful mistake on her part.
Wow, dude, that is a wild ride.
Yeah.
That is a true story, 100%. And just that it all came from her dialing the wrong number. It was amazing.
Beautiful mistake. So about 7 years ago, I was down in my luck. I lost a couple friends, unfortunately, to suicide. But I decided to go out and forget about my sorrows. Now, that sounds exactly how it should. Went out, had a few too many. Now, the beautiful part of it is that I met the love of my life that night, and I asked her, why do you draw your eyebrows on? And that was my pickup line. So out of me and being in my sorrows and upset and sad, I met the love of my life.
And would you normally ask that question, or were you just in a very blunt mood because of what was going on?
I was just curious why she drew on her eyebrows. And then
It's a genuine question.
And we're still together today.
Does she still draw her eyebrows on?
Yes, she does.
well, though, right?
Yeah, probably a lot better now.
Very well.
Yeah.
Beautiful mistakes. So I started seeing an associate at the firm I worked at, and we both definitely could have lost our jobs. But we've been married for 2 years come June, and he's my best friend, and we do everything together, and my life is absolutely perfect. It's the best thing I ever did.
Man, imagine dating a coworker.
That'd be wild. Brandon wrote in saying, spilling maple syrup on my scrambled eggs. What a beautiful mistake. I can't.
This is Unsung Heroes, where we give shout-outs to people, places, and things that don't always get the love and attention they deserve. Let me be your hero.
Shout out to the playoffs starting on Monday. Everyone's going to be hungover every weekday morning listening to Ryder and Lisa, right? We'll be there for you.
We'll be right there with you.
I was going to say, can't wait to be hungover every weekday morning, but I don't want people to think I have a drinking problem.
And they
'cause I
only
don't.
play every second night. Like, if you get banged up on a Tuesday night when the Flames are playing,
wait a
then it's a
minute.
problem.
That is not a good excuse.
Shout out to the weather getting into the high 20s next week. I can't believe cold enough for you, guy, and your office is able to transition to hot enough for you, guy, in a matter of a week.
Shout out to going to a breakfast restaurant and trusting the pasta dish. That is most likely a microwave dinner, and Nonas everywhere are disappointed in you.
Awesome. Shout out to James Corden, who is stepping down from the Late Late Show next year. Don't worry, you'll still be able to catch him in every mediocre to bad movie made in the last 6 years.
Yep. That's probably why he had to quit. Because he's so busy weaseling his way into every single musical.
Guy's got more roles than when I sit like this.
Oh, what a terrible angle. Shout out to being the first one on the block or Crescent or Ave to have your garbage and recycling out. Feels good to lead the pack, but someone's got to do it.
Absolutely. Shout out to Lisa's huge pimple.
Hey!
That's so big. It actually got the new Alberta area code.
It's been a while since I've had a heater like this, but here we are.
368.
Shout out to people that meal prep their boring-ass ground turkey and veggies and rice and make a point to eat it right out of the Tupperware in front of everyone at work. We get it. You're counting your macros, but you're also miserable. You can't fool me.
And finally, shout out to smartwatches for totally knowing what you've been up to when you got a few minutes by yourself.
It's like, congrats. You've reached your goal of...
The Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
Play 107.